My name is Lauren Carter, and I was 34 years old when my family decided I wasn't needed for Thanksgiving. We're keeping it small this year. Dad's voice was casual, like he was talking about the weather. Oh, okay. I managed the words, though they scraped out of my throat like gravel. Just immediate family, you understand, he added. Then, without missing a beat, but don't forget the mortgage payment, right? The $2,900 is due soon. We really appreciate you helping us with that. Of course, I whispered, letting the familiar numbness wash over me. I hung up and stared at my phone. Small family, immediate family. Except I wasn't family, not really. I was a walking ATM, a convenient donor, a silent backup plan. They didn't even bother lying this time. No excuse about me being busy. No excuse about the house being full. 3 days later, I was on my break at work, scrolling through my phone and sipping coffee that tasted like cardboard when I saw it. A photo glowed on my screen like a slap. My parents' living room. The long, polished table covered with roasted turkey, mashed potatoes, cranberry sauce. My mom laughing with her wine glass raised. Dad red-faced and grinning. My sister Sarah leaning into her boyfriend, his arm wrapped comfortably around her. Even the neighbors were there. Everyone smiling. Everyone except me. My breath caught, turning sharp and jagged. For a second, I convinced myself it was a trick of the screen, but then I saw the caption. Thankful for family. Grateful for everyone who made it. Everyone. I didn't call. I didn't text. I just stared at their faces, feeling that familiar pressure behind my eyes, the silent ache I'd lived with for years. At 7:43 a.m. the next morning, Dad's text came in. Still covering our $2,900 mortgage, right? I stared at the screen. It wasn't a question. It was an expectation. I typed back, absolutely. Then I opened my banking app, found the automatic payment for their mortgage, and canceled it. My phone stayed silent for exactly 4 hours and 19 minutes. Then it exploded. One call, then another. 3, 5, 12, 20. By 8 p.m., the count hit 53 missed calls. I didn't answer a single one. I didn't need to. I knew exactly what they were thinking. What they didn't know was what was coming. I let them panic for a full day. 53 missed calls, desperate voicemails, even a pathetic Facebook post from Sarah calling me selfish. But I wasn't done, not even close. They hadn't just forgotten me. They had used me. I'd been covering their mortgage for nearly 3 years. Dad didn't technically lose his job. He quit when his boss wouldn't promote him. Mom's part-time job was selling overpriced essential oils to her Facebook friends. They never told me I was paying for the entire house. They'd asked for a little help. That little help became $2,900 every single month. So I called the bank. I'd like to cancel the automatic payment, I said. The agent was polite. Would you like to reschedule it? No, I replied. I'd like it canceled. 10 minutes later, Dad texted, something's wrong with the mortgage. It didn't go through. Can you check? I ignored it. Next was Mom's credit card, the one I co-signed for emergencies. Those emergencies included online shopping, takeout, and bi-weekly spa trips. Balance, $3,700. I canceled the card. The bank would notify her. Then there was Sarah's car, a sleek red SUV she loved to show off. I'd co-signed because she promised she'd take over payments in a few months. She never did. I called the dealership. I want to initiate a voluntary repossession. Oh, are you sure, ma'am? I'm sure. The rest of the night was quiet. Too quiet. Morning came. 7:43 a.m. again. Dad called, then called again. 6 times in a row, then a text. This is serious. They're saying we're overdue. Call me. At 8:10, Mom left a voicemail. Her voice shook. Sweetheart, please, there's a mistake. The mortgage is past due, and my card, they said it's canceled. Can you help us fix this? By noon, Sarah exploded in the family group chat. Sarah, you did this, didn't you? This is because you weren't invited. Me. What exactly did I do, Sarah? Sarah. Don't play dumb. My car payment, they're saying it's getting repossessed. Me. Must be a mistake. Maybe you should try making a payment for once. The chat went silent. Then she messaged me privately. You're just trying to hurt us because you're upset. You were always jealous of me. Mom and Dad love me more. Go ahead. Ruin everything. It's the only way you'll feel important. Jealous? The words sparked something cold and sharp inside me. I clicked her profile and scrolled. Photos with my parents. Vacations. Birthdays. Gatherings I was never invited to. Then I found it, her post from 2 weeks earlier. Family is everything. So grateful to have real family around. Real family. I remembered Mrs. Carmichael, the nosy neighbor who posted photos of everything. I sent her a cheerful message asking if she'd taken pictures at Thanksgiving. She replied instantly. Within minutes, I had 7 crystal clear photos, my parents laughing, Sarah cuddled up to her boyfriend, the neighbors smiling. Everyone. I sent one photo to my mom. Did you have a good time with your small family? She read it immediately. The calls started again. That night, I ordered pizza, opened a bottle of wine, and watched my phone buzz with their desperation. They weren't sorry. They were scared. The next morning, Dad tried guilt. We raised you. We sacrificed for you. This is how you repay us? Raised me or used me? I texted back. This isn't repayment. It's a refund. That afternoon, Sarah posted publicly. Some people will destroy their own family for attention, but real family never gives up. The comments poured in. Support for her, condemnation for me. Fine. I gathered everything. Every message asking for money. Every promise it was just this once. Every screenshot of them mocking me while I paid their bills. I made a clean folder. Then I posted, family isn't who you were born to. It's who stands beside you. For years, I paid their bills and covered their mistakes. When I wasn't needed, I was forgotten. I'm done being their safety net. Asterisk. I attached the Thanksgiving photo and hit post. The chaos was instant. Missed calls, furious texts, desperate voicemails swinging between rage and pleading. I didn't answer. The truth was already burning. Then Mom texted, the neighbors are having a 4th of July barbecue. You should come. Everyone wants to see you. We'll show them what a strong family we are. A strong family. They still thought I was a prop. I replied yes, because this time I wasn't coming as their daughter. I was coming as the truth. July 4th arrived, heavy with heat and noise. American flags fluttered from porches. The air smelled like charcoal and grilled meat, laughter drifting from yard to yard. A celebration of unity, of family. The perfect stage for lies. Mom texted again that morning. Don't be late. Everyone's excited to see you. They still believed that. They still thought they could parade me around as their successful daughter, the generous one who always helps, then quietly go back to using me once the applause faded. I arrived a little late on purpose. The yard was already crowded. Music thumped from speakers. Kids ran through sprinklers. My parents stood near the center, dressed head to toe in red, white, and blue, soaking in attention. There she is, Dad boomed when he saw me, his grin stretched too wide. Our daughter, always taking care of us. Mom rushed over and hooked her arm through mine, her smile so tight it looked painful. We're such a strong family, she announced loudly. Lauren is always there for us. Sarah stood nearby with a drink in her hand, smirking. Yeah, we'd be lost without her. Neighbors nodded, impressed. Someone raised a glass. To family. I smiled. For the first time in years, I felt calm. Really? I said, my voice carrying just enough. A strong family like Thanksgiving when I wasn't invited, but all of you were here? The laughter died instantly. Mom's face drained of color. What are you talking about? She asked, forcing a laugh. Or maybe we're strong because I've been paying your mortgage for 3 years, I continued. $2,900 every month. No thank you, no acknowledgement. Whispers rippled through the crowd. And Mom's emergency credit card, I added. $3,700 in shopping and spa trips. Covered by me. Stop it, Mom hissed. Sarah stepped forward, face flushed. Are you seriously trying to ruin this? Ruin? I pulled out my phone. If honesty ruins you, maybe the lies are the problem. I tapped the screen. The large outdoor TV the neighbors had set up for movie night flickered to life. A photo filled the screen. Thanksgiving. My parents, Sarah, the neighbors. Everyone smiling. Small family gathering, I said quietly. Everyone was there except me. Dad lunged toward the screen, but I stepped in front of him. Don't. This is just the beginning. I swiped. Screenshots appeared one after another. Don't worry. Lauren always pays. She's too soft to say no. I'll just say it's for emergencies. She won't refuse. She gets upset, but she always helps eventually. The crowd went silent. Someone lifted a phone and started recording. Is this true? A neighbor asked softly. I looked straight at Sarah. You called me selfish, greedy, but you've been taking advantage of me for years. You're insane, she screamed, and hurled her drink to the ground, glass shattering. I'm just showing the truth, I replied. Mom's voice broke. Please, not here, not in front of everyone. This is a family event. Family? I raised my phone higher. You're not a family. You're a group of users. Dad grabbed my arm, trying to pull me back. Enough. You're humiliating us. I yanked free. Is it more humiliating than being your personal wallet? Sarah rushed for the TV, trying to shut it off, but the images kept cycling. Messages, requests, insults, fake apologies. "Stop it!" she screamed, her voice cracking. "You're destroying everything." "Yes," I said clearly, "but I'm not destroying a family. I'm destroying a lie." Mom dropped to her knees, clutching my hand. Her tears looked rehearsed. "Please, we can fix this." "You can fix it without me," I said, pulling away. I turned and walked out. Behind me, voices overlapped. Dad shouting, Sarah crying, Mom begging. Neighbors stared, whispered, recorded. But none of it touched me. For the first time in years, I felt free. Silence followed the barbecue. On my phone. In their lives. A week passed. Then another. I didn't need updates to know what was happening. The mortgage, now fully theirs, was overdue. Utilities shut off one by one. Mom's credit card was canceled. Sarah's SUV sat in a dealership lot, repossessed and waiting for auction. I didn't stop it. Instead, I made calls. "Hi," I said to the bank. "I'd like to dispute mortgage payments I made over the last 3 years. I was misled." The agent hesitated. "That's a serious claim, Ms. Carter." "I have proof," I replied. "Messages, records, everything." 3 days later, they called back. "After review, we've found significant misrepresentation," the agent said. "We can issue a partial refund as settlement." "How much?" $12,400. "Send it," I said. "Next, the credit card company. I need to report fraudulent use of a joint account." They were efficient. A week later, an email arrived. "Disputed charges reversed. $3,700 credited." Then the dealership called. "The repossessed vehicle has been auctioned. As co-signer, you're entitled to a portion. After fees, your share is $4,200. 3 wins. Over $30,000 returned. For them, it was devastation. They lost the house. Power and water shut off. They lived by candlelight, rationing food, calling relatives who now knew the truth. The barbecue video spread, shared, commented on. Strangers messaged me, telling me they'd lived the same story. I wasn't alone anymore. They were. It was a rainy Sunday when I heard a knock. I almost didn't answer. Through the peephole, I saw them. Mom, Dad, Sarah, soaked, hollow-eyed. I opened the door just enough. "Please," Mom whispered, "let us in." I didn't move. Dad swallowed. "We need to talk." "Like when you called me selfish?" I asked calmly. Sarah broke down first. "I'm sorry. I didn't think it would get this bad." "You knew," I said. "All of you did." Mom dropped to her knees. "We've lost everything. The house, the car. Even the neighbors won't speak to us." "And now you know how it feels," I replied. Dad's pride finally cracked. "We were wrong. I thought you'd always be there." "You thought I'd always be useful," I corrected. They stood shivering in the rain, strangers wearing familiar faces. "You used me," I said. "That's over." "We'll pay you back," Sarah pleaded. "I already got my money," I said. "And you're not getting another cent?" Mom sobbed. "Please don't leave us." "I didn't leave," I said softly. "You did." I closed the door. Their cries faded into rain. Peace filled the space where guilt used to live. Weeks later, I saw Dad in a grocery store, staring at canned soup. He looked smaller. "I know you hate me," he said quietly. "I don't," I replied. "I just won't be your victim." He nodded and walked away. That night, I sat by my window, city lights glowing. Family isn't everything. Respect is. And freedom is priceless. Silence became my new routine. No more late-night calls vibrating my phone. No more guilt-laced messages disguised as concern. My mornings were quiet, coffee steaming in my hands, sunlight spilling across my small apartment, the city waking up without demands attached to my name. The money I got back wasn't just numbers returning to an account. It was weight lifting from my chest, space to breathe, proof that I wasn't cruel for choosing myself. Sometimes I wondered if they talked about me when the lights were off, if they blamed me for the life they'd built on borrowed ground. But the thought didn't hurt anymore. It barely registered. One afternoon, weeks later, I ran into Sarah outside a pharmacy. She froze when she saw me, eyes darting like a trapped animal. She opened her mouth, then closed it again. I nodded once and walked past her. That was all. No speeches, no arguments, no apologies accepted or rejected. Just distance. That night, I stood by my window again, watching cars move below like quiet currents of light. I thought about how long I'd tried to earn a place that was never meant for me. How much love I'd mistaken for obligation. They say family is everything, but I learned something harder and better. Respect matters. Boundaries matter. And choosing yourself, choosing freedom, isn't selfish. It's survival. And for the first time in my life, I wasn't surviving anymore. I was living.